That's right. It's In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. It's been a while, Carol Ann. Good morning. It's been 3 weeks.
Yes, it has.
You missed, and then I missed.
I had an appointment, then you had an appointment,
right?
And
so now we're
back on schedule.
We're back on schedule, and I'm sad to report. Well, happy and sad at the same time. Yeah. I was erroneously telling you that the lemon tree survived and the grapefruit tree did not.
Yeah.
The lemon tree was Susan's, the fruit she wanted. The grapefruit was the fruit I wanted.
Right.
Well, the grapefruit tree's fine.
Yeah.
It's the lemon tree that died.
The lemon tree that was lost.
And I didn't know that till Susan went. She was doing the planting the garden. She went over there to finally clean up the grass around it and everything.
Okay, right,
I mean, I don't say finally. She again, because
right.
the Bermuda grows right back. You got to
right.
keep it cut around there. And when she went, she looked at the tag and she goes,
Wrong.
"Your tree didn't die. My tree died."
Well, the grapefruit again is usually a more hardier, more vigorous grower than the lemon tree is, and so but that's a shame because usually the lemon tree, lemons have a lot more uses. Cocktails, lemonade.
Let me tell you something.
Fish.
Grapefruit you can eat.
Yeah. And you can
grapefruit, you can put it, you can squeeze it, you can juice it.
Yeah.
You mix it with vodka, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
and this is a pink grapefruit tree.
Oh yeah, pink grapefruit is way better than
way better
than the
the
plant.
Add a little sugar, make you a little pink grapefruit juice.
I was gonna say, put your maraschino cherry on top there.
That's what I'm saying. But it's coming back strong.
Good.
And by the way, your composting idea for her garden seems to be working like gangbusters because that Archer fill dirt has been transformed into a dirt that grows a good garden.
Good. Happy harvesting.
She's put everything. She's put the cucumbers, zucchini. Yeah, she was worried she couldn't grow squash. She told me yesterday. She goes, "Go look at my squash." She's very happy that her squash is doing well.
Good. Yeah, and it's funny because my plants seemed to have been struggling, and I wasn't sure if it was because the cooler nights we were having, in that March into April. It was like the nights were still cool, and the plants were flowering, but they were tiny, and they have decided to kick off and they're growing now. The problem, they're much happier and many, many more flowers.
She asked you, you and her have been corresponding back and forth. My wife Susan. And she said you told her water every other day, a good drink unless there's rain or something.
Right. And let the plants tell you if they need a little more. But the
problem is we come out and they've been drooping because the side of the house is it's in the direct sun.
So,
12, 14 hours a day.
It may
she's been
water
giving them a drink. She's been giving them a drink in the afternoon.
Okay.
At dusk.
Right.
As it cools down. She's been giving them a drink every day, but not soaking them, just giving
right. Well, but you know what? A lot of times what happens when we do that is we don't want the leaves to be wet overnight.
Oh, okay.
The best thing would be and I work outside all day too. Come 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm wilting.
Yeah.
Same way most of the plants do, and I mean, it's only hitting 90 for a short
period
of time.
Well, that Archer fill dirt still is sandy, too.
It's very sandy. But with plants, we don't want to water them too late in the day. I would rather see a better watering, maybe a little more often in the morning or earlier. I would say morning, only because that gives the plants, it's cooler. It's going to stay cooler as that sun comes up. And the plants will take that water in. When we water in the evening, we don't know if they really need water or if they're just hot.
Right.
Now, if they're just wilted because it's been hot, and if they perk back up, if you come home, say at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, sun's still shining on them, they're a little wilty, this and that. A couple hours later, if you look back out there at, say, 8 in the evening, if they've actually rebounded on their own, they really didn't need water. It was just that the heat was a little stressful, but may need to because we're not getting the rain. They may need a little more than twice a week. Might need that third day, and a good thorough soaking. Like this morning, I got up and it was like, oh shoot, I was getting ready to get in the shower. And I said, oh, I forgot to turn on the sprinkler. So I got the shower, went outside, turned the sprinkler, come back in, finish everything else, turn the sprinkler off when I left the house. So I need to get a new timer so that it'll shut itself off when it
I saw something yesterday that when I saw it, I go, oh, Carol Ann, got a question for her.
Okay.
Mondays are my day because the Just Shipped is closed on Mondays.
Oh, right.
So that's my afternoon to go partake in my favorite hobby.
Golf.
Exactly. Yesterday, about 2:30, 3 o'clock, I'm out on the golf course. And I had to wait for the fourth green.
Okay.
Because they were watering it. The sprinklers came on and watered it. And then I saw a guy over on the 17th green with a fire hose, and he was watering the 17th. And the people from Rec and Park were out there, and I go, they come up and talk to me because I'm waiting to hit my ball until the sprinklers cut off. And I asked, and they were like, we're cooling the greens down. I didn't know that it gets so hot that the Bermuda and all need to be cooled off.
Well, for a golf course, for a sporting field,
it's cut so close.
For a sporting field, I can see that. For your lawn, probably not.
Right, but it's because it's so close cut that they have to cool it off.
They have to cool that off because it just doesn't have it. It's transpiring so much water and not able to hold that much based upon a sport field.
Yeah, because when they got done with number 4, it was flooded.
Oh.
It had a nice level of water on it. 5 minutes later,
it was gone. Yeah,
you couldn't even tell they'd watered it.
Right.
So I was like, either that hill's really thirsty, that mound, the green zone's really thirsty, and there's something to this, or I didn't know because it drained.
Right.
It soaked in so fast.
I was going to say, with our sandy soils, I mean, you figure the amount of amendment they can do, or if they do, adding, soils and things like that each year probably is minimal. So it's still going to be a fairly sandy soil. And so it's going to soak in, but those roots are taking it up. The grass blades are absorbing some. And
another thing is you always hear we have to use reclaimed water, but we'd rather have rain.
Right.
And I understand that rain falling is different than rain that's collected, which is reclaimed water.
Right.
But why is reclaimed water? Why does people look? It's just most reclaimed water rain.
No, reclaimed water is water from byproduct from the water treatment plant.
Oh, okay.
But my understanding is it has been filtered to a quality, though not legally allowed, that you could actually drink it.
Okay.
So it's still a clean water.
There's non-potable. It's non-potable signs everywhere.
Right. It's non-potable water. It's always when you see those lavendery purple pipes up above ground and things like that, that is reclaimed water. That's what that means.
So this reclaimed water doesn't mean the water that they suck out of the ponds and all.
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe no. That because that just perks down through usually to the aquifer, and if they have to pump out because we're having flooding because of tropical storms and things like that, they're just usually pumping that out to another swamp or other low area, allowing that to perk down.
So they're not using that.
They're not using that, right. And I think Marshall Swamp is a reclaimed water area that they will actually pump out. But these are the waters putting that water back into the system that, say you're in the city of Ocala, you have city sewer system, your reclaimed water's coming from that.
From the sewer, when it run off that goes in the sewer.
And everything,
bathrooms,
everything else that goes down into the sewer systems is, it goes through, it's treated, waste is then treated in such a way, and then it's pumped back out. But the golf courses use it because it does have some nutrient in it. But my understanding is it is filtered, but not treated chemically. That's why it's a non-potable water. It's filtered to where it's still a clean water.
Somebody sent an email in to ask this question.
Okay.
How much of the grass and the weeds underwater in our springs are a byproduct of fertilizer washing into the springs?
I'd have to look up the percentage, but I mean that is the algae blooms and some of the non-native grasses and things like that, non-native plants that bloom and cover and become the the hydrilla,
the milfoil,
and things like that. Those get that boost from that nitrogen runoff and things like that, mostly from those properties that are near to the rivers, lakes, and streams with direct access into those waters. Any bad septic systems, that was why the big issue, probably over 10 years ago, became a big issue on making sure that if you have septic and you're near those areas, they were trying to encourage people to hook up into the city or the municipal sewer systems to try to prevent nutrient leaching from the septic systems, as well as landscape products. And anybody living near a lake or any body of water, there's certain restrictions on how far back you're allowed to put your fertilizations in order to try to minimize that impact to the water, that you're butting up against.
Which leads back to how many times you've always said, you have said it, drilling it in people's heads, and sometimes they still don't get it.
Read and follow label instructions.
Read and follow label instructions, and don't, make sure you don't fertilize if you know a torrential rainstorm is around the corner, which means don't fertilize in June, July, and August in Florida.
Right. We actually, it's funny because some of the manufacturers, you hear their advertisements on TV, apply it any time. It's like, no, not in Florida. Florida is not a southern state. Florida is Florida. Florida, once you cross that line into Florida, you give up everything you learned about gardening elsewhere, only because, not just rules and regulations, our aquifer, our sandy soils, our lakes, rivers, and streams that are all over the place, we need to watch and protect those. And whatever you put on the ground is going to find its way in the water. So using fertilizer in the rainy season, and I get it, I still get it today, no matter how much I try to educate my customers that come in, and as a master gardener educating just the public, all of us master gardeners do this. It's, you don't apply any product 24 hours before any rain event. So, like you said, June, July, August, and
it rains every day.
Exactly. So we fertilize mid to the end of March when your grass and the plants are coming up out of a dormancy. You don't want to do it too early, because then they're not taking it up anyway, waste of money. And as you irrigate, you just wash it through. We do that, and then we do again the end of this month, the end of May. Even though we usually say 3, 6, 9, it's actually 3, very late 5. Right. And sometime 9 to early 10, because we don't want that rainy season just to leach it out. There's products you can use on a lawn in the landscape that will help to green up the plants, that will not be putting a nitrate down into the soil or the phosphates. We took out the phosphate out of our lawn soil because we don't need to throw it on the ground. We mine it. Why throw something on the ground that we already, pull up out of the soil?
Dig out of the soil.
We pull it out of the soil. We don't need to throw it back down. And every time it rains, and with the lightning and things like that, we had a nice lightning storm the other day with a little bit of rain. It puts a nitrogen back into the soil. Every time you mow your grass, you're putting nitrogen back in the soil naturally.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
This is Greg. I'm calling to find out something about snails. I've got snails, and they come up on the side of my house all the time, and then I knock them down, whatever, but every day I have these snails. I'm trying to figure out a way to get rid of them.
All right, thank you for the call. You got a really bad connection. We're going to have to let you go. He says he has snails.
Okay.
That comes up on his house and his garden and all every day, and he knocks them down and everything, but they come back every day. Yeah. How can he get rid of them?
Snail bait. That's the easiest way. You can make the little beer traps and things like that. Those that have to be maintained. With the snail bait, it's an iron phosphate product into a little pellet. You can buy it by the box full. You read the directions. You shake out a little bit here and there. They will go to that, consume it. It's I don't know what makes them attracted to it, so there's some type of attractant to them. But the plain ones, the Corey's brand, the Garden Safe,
the little ones that are like this.
Yeah, they're the little. Yeah, you get slugs that look just
They got their shells on their back, and they're on the side. They're on my garage door.
Oh,
they're on the side of my house.
You look during the day, and you see these shiny slime marks on your glass doors and things like that. Yeah, you've had the snails visiting.
They're in the garden, really, right near the garden. They're on the side of the house.
Right.
And you know what I saw this morning, and I was going to ask you about this, and I'd forgot, but it just reminded me. So thank you, caller, for reminding me about the snails. There were crows lined up in the garden. Grabbing the snails off the side of the wall.
Yeah, they're grabbing snails. They're finding other insects as well. They're this time of year there could be grubs coming up.
So are crows good for a garden?
They can be, but they can also go after your ripening fruit and things like that.
My heirloom tomatoes that are like
this. Just watch them. Keep an eye out. But no, there's a couple of ways you can do with snails. You can either do the beer beer things where they'll go in and they'll drown. Those take maintenance, and why waste a good beer, And I never heard of a stale beer sitting around on a table unless you've had party with careless drinkers, but leaving beers behind. The snail baits, most all of them are organic, safe around people, pets, wildlife. Just check your labels. You don't want the ones with the methylaldehyde, but you can also put a copper strip down along, say it's a planting bed. Copper, it has to contact the soil and stick up above to where they would actually come in contact, because the slime in the slug and the snail and the copper with contact with the soil sort of like gives them a little
jolt,
and does them.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Morning, Sonny.
Sonny calling.
Yeah.
It's over 5 years ago. They had a deal with Silver Springs. They were complaining about how the springs were grassing up and the water was getting cloudy, etc. Mm-hmm. And the first thing they did is go after the people that had septic tanks around that area. Mm-hmm. And they found out it wasn't the septic tanks. It was along the road, like 40, and the other roads, they have the drainage catch basins. Yeah. And they tied them all in along 40, and when near the end, then they put it into a big DRA. The DRA was the one that was putting the water into the springs that was contaminating or causing the extra growth. Plus the fact that highway, you got the tire wear, scuffle off of the tires.
Right.
The dirt accumulates. Plus oil drippings or whatever from cars. Most cars drip a little oil here and there.
Sometime during their life,
Anyway, it was all going into this big DRA, and then the DRA was leaching into the springs. So there was a big deal about that.
Yeah, but again, that one was non-point source runoff, but a lot of that runoff that might have been coming even off the roads and things like that. Commercial businesses that have the commercial guys come through and fertilize and treat and take care of properties around those areas, you've got that nitrates and the nutrient stuff going in, because tires and oils and things like that are really they're pollutants more than they are nutrients into those areas.
Yeah, but I do know that they all tracked to this one big DRA. And they actually did it with, dye in the water and stuff like that.
Chased it.
They traced it. So I mean, there's a lot of things it was quite an expensive deal to clean up. But
sure, yeah. Well, they had to redo. They had to redo the big monster pipe out there on the. I
remember when they did that.
Oh yeah, because that took a long time.
To get that done.
Well, the other thing that happened there was a certain area along Silver Springs that actually flooded out, and they put a pumping station there.
Yes, yep.
That's right.
That was just where 27 turns into 40 in that area.
Thanks for the call, Sonny. We got a
Republican Club used to be.
Yeah, right there. We got another call on the other line. Thanks for the call. Let me get to them. Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Carol Ann, you gave me a tip a few weeks back about putting the all-in-one mix down in the roses.
Yes.
Wow, that really pops them out.
That gave it a good boost, and now no more leaf spot, no more aphids.
Right. They're like perfect.
Good.
And once every 6 weeks, how easy is that?
It takes care of things, and you're not going out and spraying. Usually, though, remember, follow directions. You don't want to, make sure you're getting rid of blooms that they would not, the bees and things like that might be coming by and visiting when you're doing that. Usually, we go ahead and do any trimming we need to do before we put that down so that it's not coming into those parts of the plants right away, affecting any of the beneficial guys coming through.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And I have one other question.
Sure.
I have a little patch in the back that has there wasn't anything much growing there, and now I have the Bermuda grass in there.
Okay.
how do I get rid of that?
Good luck.
And he's good luck.
There's not really, we really don't have anything, I don't think, labeled to eliminate Bermuda grass out of our lawns here in Florida, because what you would use to eliminate it would generally damage the lawns that you have. I think up northern states, they have it because Bermuda's a warm season grass, where all of our grasses are warm season grasses. So it's one of those kind of things of going.
The old adage in the deep South. How do you get Bermuda grass to die? You don't, because if you chop it up with a hoe, it just spreads across your yard.
Bigger. Yeah, it gets more. Yeah, so it's one of those kind of things. I mean, could you use a sod scraper or try to scrape it up? I don't know if that would get rid of it or just slow it down a little bit. If you tried to
okay, like if St. Augustine went in and going on top of it, maybe that would smother it out?
I probably wouldn't try to go on top of it. I would actually dig it out before I would try to put any sod down.
Okay. I don't know how that got there. It must have blew through the air or something.
It could be. You get the wild Bermuda, or if you're near a golf course or anything like that, or a neighbor has some, because so many people, they'll get a bare area and they'll run to Lowe's and Home Depot and they grab a little bag of bare spot repair, and they come home and they throw it in the lawn, and they just threw Bermuda seed down in their landscape.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. They don't always pay attention on that, or they go, I don't care, and I'm going, it doesn't matter.
And some people's whole lawns are Bermuda.
Exactly. Yeah, Bermuda, right.
So if you got a Bermuda lawn around you and they mowed it and everything, it gets in the air, you could get it that way. You may have a battle with Bermuda, and you may just have to realize you're gonna live with it. If it's green, mow it.
Okay, I think there is a lawn across the street that has that.
Yeah, could be.
And they use that on a golf course.
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they do. Now, there are improved varieties on the golf course, so I'm not sure if those actually have a very good seed germination, or if they're even allowed to get to that maturity.
I don't think they seed when they do golf course. No, they sprig those.
I think they sprig those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's all, those probably don't have viable seed like at St. Augustine. But if you've got a decent sized patch of it, I would probably dig that out, or even mark it with some paint. Spray, I know people are going to hate me, spray it with Roundup, kill that stuff off, and then go ahead and put your sod down.
Thanks for the call. We're up against the break.
Okay.
We'll be right back after
Thanks.
this timeout on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
From the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A federal jury on Monday convicted a New York Police Department veteran, Thomas Webster, of assaulting an officer during January 6, rejecting his claim that he was defending himself. Guilty of 6 charges, the assault charge alone is punishable by up to 20 years in prison.
Chief Justice Roberts is just so upset, I can imagine, because he's lost control. People will think, at least, he's lost control of the court.
Constitutional expert Alan Dershowitz on Newsmax overnight. A draft opinion by the Supreme Court poised to overturn the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade case that legalized abortions nationwide was leaked to Politico. Mr. Dershowitz believes a law clerk at the court leaked the document. The document was labeled first draft of the opinion of the court in a case challenging Mississippi's ban on abortion after 15 weeks, a case known as Dobbs v. Jackson's Women's Health Organization. USA Radio News.
Do your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dynovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives.
I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dynovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
It's Mother's Day week, the perfect time to see all the exciting things happening at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and pick out a gorgeous green gift for Mom. They've set aside special deals just for Mom's Day, like a huge selection of Easy Care, double red, double yellow knockout roses, not $25 or $22, but just $14.99. Or how about a crepe myrtle, all colors, all sizes, starting at just $29.99. Or get 6 beautiful dwarf Mexican petunias, just $35.99. And daylilies in peach, red, yellow, and gold, just $7.99 each when you buy 10 or more. If you look around and you've got a sharp eye, you might even find some Mother's Day BOGOs. It's all going on this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3. Now they're celebrating 70 years in the same blooming location.
Are you suffering from neck, back, or leg pain? Go Green CBD Store can help you with holistic, all-natural, lab-tested products that help with pain, stress, anxiety, inflammation, PTSD, and so much more. We stock smokable products, gummies, chocolate, coffee, tea, even pain cream. Yes, we even have treats and oils for your dogs or cats. Go Green CBD is located in the Paddock Mall in the center court. We're open every day. Come in today for a free sample.
Back with Master Gardener Carol Ann. Carol Ann, back to you.
Hey, there we go. Good job. Hey, yeah, I don't want to forget this this morning, because this Saturday is the Master Gardener's Spring Plant Sale. This is not the Spring Festival that was back in March, but this is the Spring Plant Sale that the Master Gardeners have grown up the plants or started. So you'll find some interesting things there. I unfortunately won't make it. I do have to work this weekend. But it's this Saturday, the 7th, from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. Bring your cash. I think it's cash or check only. I don't think we can do debit or credit or anything like that over there. There should be some signage for parking, only for the sake that there are 2 or 3 events going on at the same time in that general area. But it'll be located in the propagation area where the Master Gardener's on the, what is that, the east side of the extension office? I'm trying to figure out because it's on Jacksonville Road, but Jacksonville Road doesn't run north and south.
It's on the
east side, I believe.
No, actually, that part of Jacksonville Road
is the north side. Okay, it is the north side of Jacksonville Road.
Remember, Jacksonville Road takes a hard curve.
Right, and comes around. So, yeah, okay, it does, yeah. So, but on that far side, the far side of the livestock pavilion
you're right.
area, yeah.
The Jacksonville Road travels north and south between Citrus. So you're right. Actually, it's on the east side.
That's on the east side because it hasn't gone around that curve yet. Yeah. So it's not.
It is on the east
side. It's still running perpendicular to 441 at that point.
If you're facing the extension, it's on the right side.
The right side, and back in behind there, behind those Taylor Gardens that are there, the demonstration gardens. So it's a great place to find interesting plants, a lot of native plants, and reasonably priced plants. It's a fundraiser that helps to put on other events and activities for the community because the funding for Master Gardeners, a volunteer organization, comes from the funds that Master Gardeners raise.
Right.
It's not a,
and
county doesn't pay for it.
This sale does that.
This sale and the fall sale that comes up, I believe it's in October, are big fundraisers for that and help to put on the different speakers bureaus, helps to purchase equipment so that we can better help the public.
Good morning. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Joanne, hi. My name is Sandy.
Hi.
I live in I live in Ocala.
Okay.
And I have a hobby. I'm not a gardener at all. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But I have a hobby of sprouting avocado seeds.
Okay.
Haas avocados, and I like to put the toothpicks in, and they sprout. And so I have all these plants, but I have nowhere to plant them on my property. I don't have space. And so what I did was I posted on that website, Ocala Friends and Family.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lovely lady came and said, hey, I'll take them off your hands, I'll get your pots back, whatever. So I gave her like 3 or 4, like just sproutlings. They were like a couple feet high. One of them was like a little more mature than the other one. And it was my understanding that she had possibly bestowed the plants to you or someone else there who knows what they're doing with plants. Is it possible that you might have some knowledge as to what happened to my
those? I don't. I'm not real active within the Master Gardener program, or I haven't been the last couple of years. I'm trying to get back into it, but I just try to keep mine going. I don't know. I just know Haas are not. The ones that we start from seed are going to take 10 years before they ever do anything. They have to get pretty big. I'm not sure. You think someone was a Master Gardener? They may have gotten them just for their own yard. Possibly.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering that because she, the woman who took them from me, actually told me that she had given them to someone from this show, and that I should tune in to the show to try to get in touch with, because I'm just wondering, were they planted? How are they doing? They're kind of my babies, and I was wondering.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I wonder if Larry and Robin got them.
Oh, I wonder how long ago was it? Was this several years ago?
Oh no! Oh. It was like maybe it was in the spring, maybe a couple of months ago.
Oh,
possibly.
No. I'll throw it out there to ask Master Gardeners to find out, but no, I don't know, because I thought, well, maybe if it was somebody, maybe they were trying to graft them and get that they had a couple of
Believe me, it wasn't me, because my wife is wanting me to get avocado trees.
And avocado trees are, when you can find them, people snap them up quick.
Her name was Robin, and she seemed to know the show, and said she has a best friend, someone who works on the show, who is a Master Gardener, and said, she has a greenhouse, and we had that cold weather at the beginning. It was kind of freezing, and she said, the woman.
I know. I have a different friend named Robin, and actually, she's not. She's just a personal friend that she may have gotten them. I'll reach out to her and ask. I'll have to reach out to her and ask.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. I've been unable to get in touch with her since.
Sure.
So yeah, I was trying to do some sleuthing and find out maybe what had happened to my plants. Maybe they're
they would have been put in her yard, I'm sure, because she herself is not a master gardener. If it's the person I'm thinking of, but she tries to grow some her own vegetables and things like that, and so she was probably going to give it a shot to see if she could grow some avocado. I'll reach out to her and see what I can hear.
Okay, and then I'll reach back out to you, or
sure, or listen to the show, and I'll try to make sure I mention it on the show.
Okay, and your name is Carol Ann.
Yes. Yep.
Hey, nice to speak with you.
And we're here every Tuesday morning, unless there's an appointment. But we shoot for every Tuesday morning from 9 to 10.
Okay, great.
All right.
So much
thanks
for
calling. Yeah, thanks for calling. But yeah, that's I'm not sure on that, but I have a feeling that's who it is, and I'll reach out to her and see how her seedlings are doing.
That's nice. She wants to see how her seedlings are doing.
Just see how those are doing. See if she
has a hobby of seeding.
Of just starting. Yeah. Well, when you eat a lot of avocados, you have a lot of seeds, and they're one of those kind of fun things to do even with the kids, because they will grow.
Well, Susan had one that she brought
put
from
the toothpicks, put it in it.
Susan had one she brought from Houston that she had grown from a seed.
Oh, nice.
And it was like 3.5 foot tall, 4 foot tall, and then
the cold weather got it.
Cold weather got it.
Yep. Well, and that's it. There are some avocado varieties. I'd have to look up the names of them that will do okay in this area. They'll do actually as far north, I believe, as Gainesville. So, and I mean, if you're in this little further south on the county, you're a little warmer even yet. I would have to look up the varieties, but
avocados
usually
are difficult to grow.
They can be, and there can be the issues because there's a Laurel wilt virus that has been going around laurel trees, and avocados are related to the laurel, and so I don't know whether or not they are discouraging homeowners from planting avocado. I mean, same thing that the university sort of discourages people from planting citrus because of the citrus greening. They're working on resistant varieties now in order to try to save the citrus industry, but we also don't want to lose an avocado industry because of people not knowing how to care for a plant with I like guacamole, but I'm not crazy about just plain avocado.
I'll tell you something about plain avocado. Yeah. Right before they get really ripe, they're just in that stage where there's a little green, but they're a little dark.
Yeah.
They're a little firm. If you take those and slice them into
the little
fry
slices,
type things, and put them do a little light panko bread crust on them, and put them in the air fryer. You make avocado fries. Oh my goodness.
Maybe.
They're really good.
Maybe.
Have avocado fries with a ribeye or something. Oh, it's really good.
Maybe.
Trust a fat guy.
Because it's one of those things.
Trust a fat guy.
You
don't think I got this size by eating bad food, do you?
I was gonna say, but I'm okay. No, but bad for you.
This ain't a whole lot of cream of wheat here. This is,
But I usually will try most anything at least once. So
and fresh guacamole is
far superior
when they make it right at your side table and everything. That's much better to me
than anything you buy in a package.
Right.
But
yeah.
But I mean, it's because and actually guacamole's not bad for you. It's tomato, it's onion, it's avocado,
little oil,
lemon juice, and just blend it up. You can why do I have to eat it plain? I mean, if you were going to take and put avocado and tomato and onion, this and that, and make a sandwich out of it, it would be the same thing as a guacamole.
The problem with a guacamole
is that you have his tortilla chips.
The scoopables that you eat it with. That's the problem.
Well, if you limit the quantity you're allowed to have. That's how I eat it.
Yeah.
I love hummus with tortilla chips.
My wife will eat guacamole with a spoon.
Well, and see if you could train yourself to eat it with your cucumbers and celery sticks and carrot sticks.
Oh, I hadn't thought about covering a cucumber slice with avocado. Oh, with guacamole, that'd actually be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. So
you got to like cucumber slices.
I love cucumber
which I do.
Slices. Yeah, I love cucumbers.
My favorite thing that she grows in the garden
are the cucumbers.
Is the cucumbers.
And the bell peppers.
I do like the bell peppers.
Bell peppers work because they can scoop too.
Yes. Yeah.
They make nice scoops. So
Somebody
just think about grow your veggies so that you can skip the chip, then have the veggies for the dip.
I watched a life hack on how to cut a bell pepper the other day.
Oh.
Where it leaves the seed in the center, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, you just pop the.
Fantastic. No, this is you don't have to pop it out.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just going around. Yeah. Well, we always used to just take and push it, cut it, and push it through.
We got to take a break. We'll be back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Ugh, what wrong?
Ugh, need wood for fire.
Ugh, I go get. Ugh, I got wood for fire.
Ugh, what takes so long?
Had to use restroom. Someone not refill toilet paper.
Ugh, my bad. You wash hands?
Ugh, of course. Ugh, what caveman you take me for?
You know, Dan, people who save money by switching to Mike Scott Plumbing sure are happy.
Well, Brittany, how happy are they?
Happier than a caveman with indoor plumbing.
Yep. Get happy. Get Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it. 237-2888.
Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain. Now there's an exciting new treatment using natural biologics, regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints. Hey folks, it's Tom Schmitz, and I'm talking about QC Kinetics, now open here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical regeneration, highly concentrated natural biologics that can give you lasting relief. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulder, hips, and you're tired of steroids, tired of pain meds, and talk of major surgery, this is the treatment you've been hoping for. Call the medical professionals at QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. Learn about how natural biologics can be used to get you moving again pain-free. Listen, don't let them keep giving you steroids. Don't let them tell you your surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now and imagine life in 2022 without pain. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. They have offices now in Ocala and the Villages. Call 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550.
It's bow time. It's Blockers Furniture Memorial Sale going on the entire month of May. Beautiful two-piece sectionals starting as low as $19 per month. Sofas for as little as $10 per month. Kick back in a new recliner for as little as $11 per month. Plus, you can save up to $700 off the Ashley Reeling Queen Bed and Dresser Mirror Set. And save 25% off all outdoor furniture. Mattresses starting at only $3.99. See it, buy it, take it home. It's Blockers Furniture Memorial Sale going on the entire month of May. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
Hey, you want to do something really different for Mom this Mother's Day? Make it a green and gorgeous blooming gift from Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Bob's ready with a super nice selection of great Mother's Day buys, like Easy Care Double Red and Double Yellow Knockout Roses, regularly selling for $22.99, marked down to just $14.99 for Mother's Day. Or give her a nice butterfly or hummingbird plant. Bob Wines has a huge selection, many sizes and colors, starting at just $7.99. How about this? A super buy on geraniums. You'd expect to pay $3.99 or more, but they're just 99 cents this week. Hurry, selections are limited, and remember you can always plant a tree for Mom's Day. Get a huge tree for as little as $39.99 and get a second one for half price. Come see us this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, celebrating 70 years in the same blooming location.
Bumpin' Brave and Bold, the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is back May 17th through the 30th with over 200 shows. This unique cultural experience is held at Lock Haven Park. 2022 brings new and exciting features to the Orlando Fringe. You don't want to miss out. Tickets are available at orlandofringe.org. Again, May 17th through the 30th is the 31st Orlando Fringe, and it's sure to be the best yet. Get your tickets at orlandofringe.org.
We're back with Master Gardener Carol Ann. Carol Ann, back to you.
All righty. We're having some fun this morning with it. I've got, and I'm not giving them away today, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I've got a hold of a couple books from University of Florida Press, and of course you can't see them here, but one of them is your Florida Guide to Butterfly Gardening, a guide to the Deep South, and it's the second edition. And a second one, Adventures of a Transplanted Gardener, Advice for New Florida Gardeners. I'm going to read them before I give them away, just because I started flipping through the first one, The Adventures of the Transplanted Gardener, and it really is well written. It goes through just the table of contents. Oops, where'd it go? Keep turning pages. It's a welcome to Florida, understanding the real Florida, and talking about lawns, pollinator gardens, trees and shrubs, growing food in Florida, soil, compost and mulch, stormwater management, and container gardening. And she has great references within the book itself. It's very well written, and I've really only started to look at it this morning. I just haven't had time. They came in the mail end of last week, and this morning I've finally had a chance to begin to flip through it. But I'm going to read them, and then we're going to figure out how to give them away. I hope.
If you come run out on the runway of the airport, if the police don't get you, we'll give you a book.
Not today, though. Give me a chance to read them.
We're kidding, folks.
We're
kidding.
We're
Do
kidding.
not go to the. Not going to run out of the airport.
No,
runway.
No, we don't need anybody getting run over and squished. Would make bad headlines. But no, we're gonna real bad. So I'm gonna take a look at it, get myself some ideas and pointers. I mean, you can always learn from someone. If you go out and you think you know everything, I'm sorry, you probably knew the least about it. Whatever your topic is. So if you can't find something to learn it, but you learn something. I bet you each, if you get reading history.
I beg to differ.
Yeah, I bet you can still
Ask
learn
my wife.
something.
I think I know everything.
Well, you may think you do, but you don't.
No, of course I don't. I'm not my wife.
No.
I think I know everything. She actually does.
No. But no, it's try to learn something. Try to learn something about whatever your hobby is. My hobby, I do like gardening. I do like plants. I like if I can grow something I can eat. That's the better thing. For me, I like to grow veggies, but I also have on for my plants. Everything I have is pretty well in containers.
Yeah.
Because I can't dig a hole in my yard.
You
Not too
can't.
well. When I planted, I had a couple plants. Instead of trying to dig the hole, I put some concrete blocks I had around, and I dumped the dirt in that, and I stuck the plants in there. Right? There they are. My poinsettias are in the ground now. It's up above the ground, but it's in the ground.
But you're probably the above ground pool girl instead of the in ground pool
that's
girl.
it. I had an above ground. Yeah, I had a couple of above ground pools.
You're above ground gardener.
That's it. I'm above ground gardener. Even my vegetables are in containers.
And you bring up a very good point.
Yeah.
People, I've seen this recently. People are going away from, because when you buy the timbers and you build the planter box and everything.
Right.
That can get expensive.
It can get very expensive.
And I've noticed in my neighborhood, 2 different people now have planter boxes, but they're not planter boxes. They're a cement block, cement blocks in a rectangle, and then dirt filled inside the cement block.
Right. Or decorative wall block if you find
and that's
them on
got to be
sale
much cheaper. That's much cheaper than building a box with timber.
They were actually when I bought the concrete block, I was actually working on something that I was going to use landscape timbers, and then landscape timbers got a little difficult to get, and the price shot up on them. So it's like, okay, change gears. Concrete blocks are still this price, and I can still get them. And so I bought concrete block, though I could only carry like 15 at a time, I think, home in the car, but only because they weigh 3 times as much as the landscape timbers did.
They don't rot like
they
landscape
don't,
timbers
but they
either.
don't. That's right, they don't rot like landscape timbers do. So that took care of that area. And the other spot, I had it's a plant. I have to look up the real name. I know it as blue sage. It's not a sage. But in the wintertime, it gets these electric blue flowers, and they're so cool looking. And I had one, it was part of one from somewhere else. They can get huge. It was in a pot for years, and the pot was disintegrating. Actually, it was rooted to the ground. So I kicked it over, ripped it out of the ground, ripped it out of the pot, but I dumped my compost bag on the ground, a couple bags of extra purchased compost, and a bag of garden soil on there, kind of leveled it out, made an opening in there, and picked up that wad of dirt and roots, shoved it in there, and it's doing very nicely.
Well, there you go.
It doesn't care, but I didn't have to dig a hole. So I'm kind of a lazy gardener in that sense, is that grow if you will. You know, God bless you, grow if you will, and they're doing fine. A little water and.
So we have a trellis on our side yard.
Okay.
That is covered in jasmine.
Ah, yes.
Covered.
Yes.
And it goes from the ground up the
way
trellis.
up, yep.
And the trellis runs right beside the house. Yeah. But now I got an issue.
Okay.
Because it's jumped from the trellis, which is 2 or 3 inches from the roof line.
And now it's up on the roof.
To the roof line.
Yeah.
No. We have
Across
to get it
roof?
out from under.
Oh.
It's decided not to grow on the roof, but
it's
to grow
going under the shingles?
Into the shingles.
Ooh.
Right. And I know that my lawn guy, I ask him periodically, does that, if we cut that back right now just off of the roof line, is that going to hurt that jasmine?
No, we're in the growing season. It'll be all right. Yeah, I would cut it before it got, because you're just cutting the stuff off the top.
Right.
Yeah, you're cutting the ends. So it's not a big deal. I would go ahead and take that back. Is it kind of finished? Is it still in full bloom? Full bloom. Because if you start cutting any more than just getting it out of that off that roof,
and that's all we want to do.
Yeah, you're going to find, if you go further, you're going to find you got some dead stuff going down. If you decide to go and cut, and just chop it back,
we just want it just off the roof.
Right.
And then we have to do it, but because we just want it off the roof, you have to do it
frequently.
Regularly.
Right. You do have to do it frequently through the growing season, and you might even, when it finishes blooming, cut it a little further, and that way it would slow it down a little bit. But yeah, it'll be a constant.
It's fantastic.
Oh, the fragrance.
Jasmine's fantastic.
Well, with the jasmine blooming, the gardenias are blooming. Step outside, magnolias are blooming. My magnolias put on all kinds of new growth. If there's a flower, I have to get about, I don't know, I've never seen the flower on mine because I can't get far enough away from it to see it.
My magnolia's in full bloom.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They're blooming. They're fragrant. So.
Carol Ann, where can people find you?
They can find me at the In the Garden Facebook group page and down there at Lowe's in Lady Lake. Look me up.
Next Tuesday. Maybe you'll have an answer about the avocados by next Tuesday.
I will give it a shot.
Carol Ann Baldwin, she's here every Tuesday from 9 to 10. Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin taking your questions. Coming up next, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Auto. He's in the building. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Naomi Judd died by suicide following a longtime struggle with mental health. The country legend took her own life Saturday. Multiple sources confirmed to People magazine. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is always there for anybody. 1-800-273-TALK. The Supreme Court has voted to strike down the landmark Roe v. Wade decision, according to initial draft majority opinion written inside the court and obtained illegally by Politico. Quote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, end quote, the court writes in an effort to protect life in the womb. A body inside a deteriorating